Today we visit Pastures New as we're at the home of National League Southside Hampton and Richmond Borough as they take on Harlow Town in the FA Trophy. Welcome to Matchday 24. There might be 38 places between these two sides, but Harlow have already beaten Aylesbury and Dulwich Hamlet to reach this stage of the trophy, and they'll be hoping to fly the flag for the Bostik teams and make their way into the first round proper. Both teams make their way out onto the Hampton and Richmond pitch for this FA Trophy final qualifying round ahead of the first round proper. Both these sides will be looking to put themselves in Monday's hat. And for Hampton and Richmond Borough, Christian Jolly, their influential central midfielder, plenty of experience with AFC Wimbledon and not Newport County in the Football League. And of course, Max Kretschmer in that midfield as well. He played for Woking last season in the National League. As for the visitors and the Bostik team, Harlow Town, they'll be looking towards Alexandra Reid to score the goals. He's scored 6 goals already this season. Plenty of Bostik teams try and get themselves into the first round proper of these cup competitions. We'll see Leatherhead next week against Wycombe Wanderers in the second round. It'd be fantastic for the Bostik leagues if Harlow could come and cause an upset here today.
Well, it's quite possible. Look, you know, they played Dulwich, who are our own league's favourites, and basically turned them over. So who's to say they can't turn Hampton Richmond over today? Not
in the best of forms, Harlow Town. They've lost 3 of their last 5, drew their last game. But as you said, Mick, they have got through to this final qualifying round of the competition by beating the likes of Aylesbury and Dulwich Hamlet. So they have real pedigree in the competition already this year.
Sometimes players just take to a competition, Ben, and they feel that they want to have a little go at it, and the management team push it harder and harder, even though they know the league is the bread and butter.
First corner of the game. In it comes towards the back post. 3-header for a Hampton player. Still in the box, and Harlow perhaps can bring the ball out now and just relieve a little bit of pressure. Jolly spreads it all the way to this near side as we look to Kiernan. Kiernan goes down the line to Kamara. Can he keep it in, Kamara? Eventually it will be put out by Dadson for Harlow. Wassemer. Short corner for Hampton. In it goes. Dangerous all the way across the box. Was flicked out in the end. And the linesman's flag goes up to say offside against Kiernan, but referee says play on, and shot comes in from Kretschmer. Still has the ball, and eventually Harlow will win it back, will they? Really sloppy from Harlow, and it's another chance for Max Kretschmer to get the ball inside that Harlow box. He's going to shield it all the way out for a corner. And Harlow will need to have their wits about them to defend this. In it goes. Easy to head out for Harlow. Comes back to the edge of the box. It's shot by Casey. Blocked and only falls as far as a Hampton player. Lovely twist and turn by Wassemer. Tries to play it in. Might go across the box. Flicked off James Baker, the Harlow skipper. It's going to be another corner. And I have to say, Mick, we're 12 minutes in now. It's been incredibly scrappy for the start of this game.
I think we've found that in a fair few games.
Might be a chance now, no, for Harlow into the box for the first time. All they needed was a better ball across. It was Jared Small that had found that gap and got into the Hampton box. Again, it's driven in. This time it was a much better cross from Mayasi. First corner of the game for Harlow. What can they make of this set piece? Plenty forward. In it goes. Will run all the way through to Dadson. He'll get the ball back into the box. It's going to go over everybody and out for a goal kick. Harlow take the throw, lose possession straight away, but then try and regain it back. It's really scrappy in that midfield. Does manage to go all the way through to Dadson. Real opportunity for the visitors now. Dadson across the box. Can he find Alexandra Reid nearly did. It's a last-ditch tackle.
Christian Jolly come in there. I think that was a goal-saving challenge that he put in there, because that's coming nicely on Alex Reid's right foot, just by the penalty spot to stroke that in.
You could have said again, though, that Dadson maybe could have took that on and had a strike at goal from where he was. Really unselfish, pulled it back across. And as you said, Mick, it was a last-ditch challenge from Jolly that saved Alexandra Reid. I'm sure would have found the target. Throw to Harlow. They're keeping Hampton pinned back. Hampton deal with that. It's going to fall all the way to Shepherd. Tries the volley. Shepherd, most exciting thing that's happened so far in the game. Shepherd's volley just over the bar. It was a really good effort, though.
Yeah, 30-yard effort central to the goal. Could have just dipped in over the goalkeeper's stretched hand. Went just over the bar. 31 minutes gone. Still 0-0 in the FA Trophy. Flicked on, though. This could be the opening goal. What can he do? Shoots. Maybe another opportunity now for Crawford. Just loses the ball. He was in on goal on the edge of the 18-yard box. Shot with his right foot is well blocked. Had a second opportunity. Couldn't quite get it under control. Goes to the near post. It's headed away. Back out to Kretschmar. Onto his right foot. He goes towards Casey. And it goes. Flicked away. And Harlow go long. Jolly wins it back, spreads it out towards Kiernan. High into the box. Keeper needs to come out and claim it. He does, Hughes. Crawford takes the ball down. Now it's with Casey. Casey spreads it out to Kiernan. Couple of step overs for Kiernan. Two men around him, almost gets the ball away from both of them, still has the ball, Kiernan. What can he do? He's up against Shepherd. Into the box, really good play from Kiernan. Curls one, all the way down, gonna be the first goal. Really good play from Kiernan. Took on a couple of Harlow players, into the box, on his right foot, shoots. But you have to say, it's a real error from David Hughes in the Harlow goal. It was a tame shot in the end from Kiernan after his hard work, and it just went underneath Hughes, and it's 1-0 to Hampton. Oh, David Hughes would be so disappointed. He played really well up to that point, marshalling his back line, coming off the line, acting as a sweeper, and been very commanding in receiving the ball from set pieces. You wouldn't have thought he would let such a clanger in like that. So, you know, hopefully he'll make amends for Harlow and make some quality saves, and hopefully the boys will do the business up the other end to get them back in the game.
It was good play from Kiernan. He had two players around him, a couple of neat turns, got him away onto the third Harlow defender. Just used his trickery to get past him into the box. But the end was a tame shot towards goal that Hughes most definitely should have saved. It's one of those days, Mick, that started off extremely cold and has never really warmed up. Chance for Hampton now into the box. Could be the second goal of the game. It's going to be the second goal. It's going to be put in by Kretschmar. Brilliant finish on his left foot. Crawford this time turned provider into the box. Max Kretschmar took it down on his left foot and placed it high up into the top corner of the net. No chance for David Hughes. And it's Hampton and Richmond Borough 2, Harlow Town 0. All uphill for Harlow now, Mick.
I'd say so. The timing of the goals, you couldn't have picked two perfect timings, one before half-time and one straight after. So, yeah, it's a long way back for Harlow now. They don't seem to be scoring many goals. So, for them to get two even could be a tall order. And if they go for it, I think they're going to get caught on a counter-attack.
Still had a lot to do, Max Kretschmar, then, when it came to him on his left foot. And a really neat finish into that top corner, not wasting that opportunity. Lovely turn from Casey, can't quite keep it in, does win the throw, plays it in towards Kretschmar. Casey will get it back, chance to cross this ball in, low it goes towards the box, nobody in there for Hampton, and it'll be easy for Siver to bring it away. Again, when you look at the pitch, the amount of Harlow players behind that ball doesn't suggest to you that they're really going for it yet. Kiernan on the attack for Hampton, it's well cleared by those in yellow, and Hampton continue to have this ball inside the Harlow half, and eventually they'll win a free kick, which will be in a dangerous position. Plenty forward for Hampton. In it goes towards that far post, towards Wassmer, still in the box, been brought down. Little Cruyff turn, lovely turn, tries to get it across. Good defending from Harlow, managed to get it out, and the referee has pointed towards the penalty spot. And it will be a chance now for Hampton to put this game to bed. It was a foul on Kamara, who had the ball in the box. It was a neat turn from him, and I think it was Jared Small that brought him down, Kamara. Referee, no hesitation, pointed to the spot. And now a chance for Kretschmer to get his second of the game and surely put this tie beyond doubt here this afternoon. 2-0 up already. Kretschmer puts the ball down. Can he seal the game for Hampton? Up he steps. He does seal the game for Hampton. It's 3-0 to the home side. And you just feel now that's too much of a task for a very fragile Bostik side. Beaten 5-1 on Tuesday night. They're 3-0 down here now against Hampton. And Mick, game almost done, you'd say.
Yes, unfortunately, I think that's the case. From the neutral, it's a shame because I can't see Harlow have got enough in the locker to get 3 goals back or even 2. And it could be more, Ben. It could be more.
Really have to do something in this game now if they're not going to peter out and exit the FA Trophy. High pressing from Hampton. Kretschmer looking for his hat-trick this afternoon. Doesn't get the ball back, but it's well won back actually by Reid, and Reid might go forward here on his left foot. Reid takes a shot, always going wide, never troubling Howes in the goal. A little bit subdued from the fans around here, and I guess that's the problem, Mick, when you are 3-0 up. Everybody now expects Hampton to see out the victory. Harlow might have other ideas, goes towards the far post, needs to be headed out by Casey, it is, and it's going to be a corner to the visitors. Corner comes in from Shepherd, headed down by a Harlow player. Sam Howes comes out and claims that one. Only saving grace for them at the moment is only one team goes down, but we saw Worthing last week and they were on good form. Got that 1-1 draw with Leiston. And Worthing are in action today.
Very interesting.
Home to, I think it's Harrow Borough. In it goes, this time could be another goal. Going to bounce around, it is going to be another goal, and it is going to be Kiernan who gets on the score sheet. And the first goal of the game was taken away from him by Harry Crawford. This one's not going to be, it was a dangerous ball in. Keeper managed to make the save the first time. Came to Kiernan inside that 6-yard box. No mistake for him. And it's 4-0 to Hampton and Richmond.
Yeah, rather suggested it would happen, Ben, didn't I? You know, and I still don't think it might not be end. I do fancy looking at the body language of Harlow. They could end up sort of like conceding another one. Put the icing on the cake, a 5-0 win. 4-0 is really good enough in any cup competition. So confidence is high for Hampton. And obviously it shows in their league form why they're winning 4-0.
In it goes. Can Harlow get a goal back in this game? Plenty of bodies in and around on the back post. They're going to get it bouncing around the 6-yard box. Surely going to go in. It is going to go in. And they are going to get a goal back in this game. And bit of pushing in around the goal now as Harlow get that ball back. And the referee's going to have something to sort out here. Not quite sure, Mick, who put that in eventually, but there's a few fisticuffs going on here, and the referee has got some sorting out to do, and it all seems a little bit pointless because of the scoreline. And still, the players continuing to have a little bit of a scrap by the goal, and I'm sure both of the management teams will be hugely frustrated by this. It was bouncing in and around the 6-yard box. It was put in. Still don't know who scored after the melee that's followed. And the referee will now have to, I'm sure, brandish a card. But the main thing is, Mick, it's 4-1 now, and Harlow do have that goal back.
A little bit of respectability. Talk about this old B plan again. You know what I mean? They put a couple of big guys in there and just launched it into that 6-yard box and muscled the ball in, which is pretty much how Dulwich changed the game a little bit against Hendon on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you do feel this is just a little bit too late for Harlow Town to get themselves back into the game. It was a free kick put into the box. It was bouncing around in the 6-yard box. Always looked like it would end up going in. Plenty of yellow bodies in there. Still don't know who actually got that final touch to put it into the net. It's going to be a yellow card to Madiuku, who I think went to retrieve the ball and then got involved with various kerfuffles with the Hampton players. And Kretschmer takes it down, looks to go back towards Casey. Casey can he go across? Claims the handball. Referee was right there. Plenty of shouts from the fans as well. Still a chance for Hampton, just lost it. Final moments of this game. Mick, your man of the match?
Josh Casey, good captain's performance. Been involved in everything that Hampton have done well this afternoon. So, well done, Josh.
And if you do count last week, if you do count his position as being left-back as he's finished the game, that's 2 left-backs in 2 weeks, Mick.
Yeah.
Kretschmer comes forward now. Could he change the man of the match? Goes in towards the keeper. It's going to be Kiernan, is it? It is going to be the 5th goal. And it's put in by another impressive performer this afternoon, Brendan Kiernan. I thought for a moment that you were going to have to change your man of the match.
I thought that as well, Ben, if I'll be honest.
Kretschmer came into the box. He just went down under the challenge of David Hughes. The ball fell to Kiernan. He slotted it home in the bottom left-hand corner. And the same as Tuesday night for Harlow Town, they are 5-1 down here at Hampton and Richmond. A really impressive display by the National South side.
I called it, they'd get another goal. I just felt it in my bones the way that they're playing Hampton. You know, you've got to give credit to Hampton a little bit. They didn't take the foot off the pedal. They wanted to take Harlow to task and done so. You know, their confidence is sky high into their next league game.
Moments left as the substitute Randall chases down that ball. Harlow win it back and the referee does blow the final whistle here. And a really impressive display by the National South side, who have thundered past Harlow Town in this FA Trophy game. It was a really positive start from the off from Hampton. They put a lot of pressure on that Harlow goal. They got the first goal of the game. And although Harlow did get a consolation, it is the National South side that make their way into the first round proper of the FA Trophy. Final score here, Hampton and Richmond 5, Harlow Town 1.
I'm pleased about the win, considering the personnel will make it hard out today. So a couple of people had to play in different positions, which they did do very well. Casey had to get shoved up the pitch a bit more, so that wasn't a problem. But all us thought that we'd get the first one. Half time we just said if we get another one we might, you know. But I said the lads before kick-off, they aren't a bad side, and they've got some decent players, and they've done very well last season. So it'll only be a matter of time before we progress up the league, in my opinion. So I'm just pleased to get through, you know.
And it took a while for that first goal to come, but once you got it, certainly in the second half, the floodgates opened.
I did, but we like to think the fitness levels were up there, but it was never comfortable until we did get maybe his third one. I think in the first half we had a couple of goals, to be honest. Never keeper made a save. Our goal was a bit fortunate, to be honest, I thought. You know, I think Brendan scored with his, well, it was Javi actually, who scored with his shoe off, you know, so his boot off. So I was just pleased to get in, thinking, listen, it hasn't been great, it hasn't been wonderful, but we're all winning the game now, let's kick it on, you know.
So Spencer, a disappointing result in the end, but for much of the first half you competed really well with a team that are 38 places above you.
Yeah, I think so. The goal we conceded right on half-time really knocked the stuffing out of us. I think we defended pretty well up until that point, and then it was a poor goal for us to concede, and then conceding another couple straight away in the second half really, yeah, that killed us.
They scored a goal straight after half-time, as you said, and then got a penalty. Any complaints for the penalty decision?
No, the complaints with our defending. That's it. It was a clear penalty, I think. But yeah, Jiddy he'd done really well in the first tackle, and then lunged for one that he doesn't need to, and it looked a clear pen from where I was.
Now it's 2 5-1 defeats on the bounce now, and next up is Worthing, who are in form and won again today. Going to be a difficult game next week. Yeah,
I think they drew today actually, but yeah, it's a real relegation 6-pointer, isn't it? So we'll definitely be up for that one next week, and we need to start getting some wins in the league.
And for you, we mentioned that it's a 6-pointer next week, but to be back at home after a couple of long trips on the road, you must be pleased with that.
Yeah, we're much better at home. That's there's no secret to that fact, and teams don't like coming to our place, and we normally put on a good performance. So we'll look to do the same next week against Worthing and try and start climbing the table. That's our aim now. We're out of the trophy.
We talked finally about the FA Trophy before the game. Into the first round proper. Who are you hoping for in the next round?
Who come to Premier commitment out of it. Okay, let's work on us something down here, a nice local derby. Okay, that's what we want.
It was obviously a different role than I'm used to today, coming back inside and left midfield, but it was really good. I thought the team worked incredibly hard. I think it's the basis of what we've done and the basis of our unbeaten run. We all work hard and everyone works hard for each other. And I think it's you struggle to find a team that does this, puts in as much miles as us.
Did the game go as you expected? Were you expecting to win 5-1 today, bearing in mind where Harlow are in their league?
No, not at all. I think if you come into any game like that, then you're in for a surprise. I think it was key for us to get off to a good start. You don't want to give any teams, when you play against teams from a low league, you don't want to give them any encouragement. You don't want to sort of make them feel like they've got a foothold in the game, and I think we controlled it from start to finish. But it was nice to get the extra goals. We haven't scored many this season, so it was good for the strikers, yeah.
And can you give me a reason why do you think that the management here made you club captain or team captain?
I think I've been here a while, long-serving player, and hopefully I'd like to think I get on well with the lads and lead a good example.
Well, the draw will be on Monday, I presume, at the FA. Who would you like out of the hat yourself, bearing in mind the National League coming in now? Can you think of anyone you particularly like?
Well, I heard Dal say about Woking at home. I think that would be a great draw. It'd be great to get a conference team here. I think we want to test ourselves against that level. Obviously, we're aiming for the playoffs this season, and we want to try and get promoted. So I think it would be great to get a conference team down here, just so you can test yourself and see where you are compared to them.
And last but not least, I always ask this question because I know I always interested. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and where you've been before you came here to Hampton Richmond?
Yeah, so I was at King Stadium before Hampton Richmond. Before that, I was at Salisbury, Aldershot's Academy. Then obviously left Aldershot, went to Salisbury, and then that was still full time. And then went into the part-time game, and I followed Douse from King Stadium over here to Hampton.
So you're a Douse's boy, would you say?
I get a lot of stick for that actually, so now I'm trying to avoid that nickname now, but yeah, I followed him around a bit.
As always, plenty of other fixtures to bring you, and we start with Dorking Wanderers as they took on last year's Bostik Premier Division champions, Havant and Waterlooville.
Long delay. Referee's ready now. Crew. And met by Hales! And he does score in back-to-back games! Dulwich have been so good with their defenders scoring this season. Carew's delivery, again immaculate. And Hales powers his header past Dudzinski, and Dulwich finally break through.
Despite taking the joint leaders of the National League South into half-time level, Brentwood Town succumbed to a 2-1 defeat to Dartford, and Cray Wanderers exit after conceding 3 at Braintree. Fourth placed Havant and Waterlooville also reached the first round with a 3-1 win over Dorking Wanderers, and Lewis 2 surrender 3-1 to a defeat to Conference Southside opposition. However, Billericay once more get the better of National League Southside Hungerford Town with a 2-0 win. On 56 minutes, the hosts were down to 10 men as Alex Wall saw reds. 2-0 was also the scoreline at Hartdown Park, which put Margate's name in the draw for the next round, and joining them are Wingate and Finchley and Haringey Borough. A 90th minute goal at the Silver Jubilee Park means Hendon and Slough will go to a replay in midweek. It might have been the FA Trophy, but it's another 5-1 defeat for Harlow Town, and it means that their game next week against Worthing is a real 6-pointer at the bottom of the Bostik Premier Division table.